Hello, everyone. This is Phoenix Tremaine. Today, we're going to be talking about Daniel Goddard joining General Hospital, not Young the Restless. But first, if you haven't done so, please take a minute to subscribe, hit that like button. It's free to do and helps out the channel a lot. So, thank you very much in advance if you do that. Also, we have a membership. We get early access to videos such as this one, and we just have a lot of good times on our lives where we talk about all the shows and have great conversations. And if you can't make the live, you can always watch the playback. So give the membership a try. We'd love to have you. Now we're going to talk about Daniel Goddard, who plays Kane on Young and the Restless. He has been hinting since December that he was going to be returning to soaps. We just all assumed that he would be returning to Young and the Restless as Kane and maybe even Dumas. So now we know it ain't Kane. Um, but he's going to be playing Professor Henry Dalton on General Hospital. It was one of the people that broke the news was TV Insider, and I will put a link in the description box for you to be able to read the whole interview. I'm just going to go ahead and read the parts that really stood out to me. And it began with him revealing that he was up for the role of Jack Brennan. He was one of the people that was trying to become the new Jack Brennan. But let me read it. The role was the recast of Jack Brennan, previously played by Charles Measure, and getting back in the game put Goddard in an emotional spot. It's the first audition I've had in many years, and it was a bizarre experience for me, he admits. You feel like, in a way, you're going to back ground zero, back to the beginning of it all, even though you've been on a different soap opera for like 15 years. It was humbling, but it was more of an awakening, and in that moment, I felt extraordinarily vulnerable, especially when he realized he wasn't the only familiar name in the mix. I was standing out in the hallway and there were 4 or 5 other guys there. One of them was Daniel Cosgrove, who ended up getting the role of Ezra Boyle. Now, let me stop for a minute. Could you imagine Daniel Cosgrove being Brennan? Really? Really? I don't think so. And I was like, oh, wow, there's a bunch of people here and there's competition. So instantly I became fearful of the fact I didn't want to fail, he explains. So I kind of felt this incredible pressure. And I walked in the room and I saw Laura Wright, who plays Carly, and Frank Valentini, who's the executive producer, and the writers, and Mark Teschner, the casting director. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is real. This is really happening. The role ultimately went to Chris McKenna, but General Hospital wasn't quite done with Goddard. A few weeks later, Michael called me and he said, General Hospital called and they've got this character and they're writing it and they want you to do it. Goddard reveals, I was like, are you kidding me? I was just gobsmacked by it. It wasn't a recast, it was a new character. And I was so blown. I really felt like the timing was right. I felt like it was meant to be. I can't begin to express my gratitude to Frank and everyone at General Hospital and to Michael Bruno for really believing in me and being there. Goddard reported to work in mid March as the enigmatic Professor Henry Dalton, who works at Port Charles University. He teaches environmental physics, and it seems there are some things in his past that he's done that has left him in a position of some form of investigation. And from there is an absolute, Goddard says, from there it's an absolute mystery to me. And that's how the actor prefers it. He says, I said it to Frank, don't tell me anything about the character. I know that the character that I've had scenes with knows something about him. I don't want to know what it is because I don't want to play it that I know. I'd rather have the character be sort of a clean slate to me. At Young the Restless, I always used to read the whole script because other characters will talk about you and you'll get to know more about you than you know about yourself. At General Hospital, you only get your pages. And on a side note, when I do my productions, I only give the actors the stuff they're in. I don't give them the whole script. So I completely understand why General Hospital does that. At General Hospital, you only get your pages, and I thought Woody Allen would do that, where he doesn't want everybody to know what's going on or what the twists and turns are. And I thought this is going to be cool. So I'm allowing myself to go on the journey of who Dalton is from the audience's perspective And from my perspective of what is the growth and evolution of him, I will allow it to unfold as the bits and pieces present themselves to me. So far, Eden McCoy, who plays Jocelyn Jackson, Finola Hughes, who plays Anna Devane, are some of the actors who I've shared scenes with, says Daniel Goddard. And he has rave reviews for both. Now, you know that Eden McCoy, who plays Jocelyn, was just given a mission from Brennan to investigate uh, Henry Dalton, her physics professor, in any way possible. And I also like the idea of having scenes with Finola Hughes, because if they're not going to have Valentine on the show, I think he would definitely be a really good potential love interest for Anna. Um, he goes on to say, "What a blessing to have someone with Finola's cachet and her value and experience and talent." He praises. "It was just such a wonderful experience. I was like, you know what I want? I want to have fun. Let's just have some fun." And she said, "Oh God, I would love that." So we played these scenes and they were great. I just love the moments with her. Same thing with Eden. I think she's fantastic with Jocelyn. It's professor and student and a great push pull there. So the interview does go on, but I think that's the most important part of the interview. But like I said, if you want to see the whole interview, I'll put the link to the TV Insider article and you can read the whole thing for yourself. But I'm actually excited to see what this Professor Henry Dalton brings to General Hospital, especially if he might potentially become Anna's love interest. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.